Welcome back to Daily English Dive.
Hey, it is so wonderful to be back here with you.
Today we are tackling something that I think every single language learner has faced at some point.
Oh, absolutely.
It is that very specific moment of panic. When you walk through a glass door, you smell the perfume, you hear the loud pop music, and you realize you are trapped in a clothing store in a foreign country.
Yes, the retail battlefield.
Exactly.
It is fascinating because, on the surface, shopping seems so simple. You pick something up, you pay for it, you leave.
Right. It should be simple.
But underneath, it is this absolute minefield of cultural expectations, hidden scripts, and very specific vocabulary that you just don't learn in a standard classroom.
Yeah, and honestly, this topic comes from a place of very recent trauma for me. I really have to share this.
Oh, no, please do.
So last weekend, I had this wedding to attend. A semi-formal affair, right?
Okay, setting the scene.
I pull my trusty Navy suit out of the closet. I put it on. I bend down to tie my shoes and just...
Man, the sound of absolute disaster.
Complete structural failure. Right down the back seam. And I tried to fix it with black tape.
Wait, black tape?
I panicked.
Yeah.
But obviously the tape didn't hold. And the wedding was in 4 hours. So I didn't have the luxury of online shopping.
Right. You had to go in person.
I had to go to a physical store. High stress, high stakes, and find a replacement immediately.
That is the perfect storm for what psychologists and linguists call retail anxiety.
Retail anxiety.
Yeah.
Yes, that is exactly what it felt like. Because it wasn't just about finding the right size. It was the pressure of the whole interaction.
The human element.
Yeah, dealing with the staff, navigating the changing rooms, the feeling of judgment. I mean, I felt like I was 12 years old again.
That feeling is completely valid and super common. When you enter a shop in a second language, you aren't just buying a shirt or a suit. You are performing.
Performing. That is a great way to put it.
You feel like you are on a stage, the spotlight is on you, and you just don't quite know the lines.
That is exactly it. It feels like a high-pressure performance.
Yeah.
So today, in this deep dive, we are going to write that script for you.
We really are.
We are going to build a survival guide for clothes shopping. From the moment you walk in, to the politics of the fitting room, all the way to making a graceful exit without actually buying anything.
And we're going to go beyond just giving you a vocabulary list. We need to look at the psychology of why Western shopping culture feels so aggressive to some people.
It really does feel aggressive sometimes.
It does. And we'll show you how to use the English language to actually take control of that interaction.
I love that idea, taking control. So let's go back to my nightmare scenario from last weekend.
Let's do it.
I rush into this massive department store. I am sweating. I'm looking around frantically trying to find the men's section.
You're in full panic mode.
Total panic. And within maybe 3 seconds, before I can even orient myself, a staff member is right in my face.
Yep.
Beaming smile, super loud, asking, "Hi there. How are you doing today? Can I help you find something?" It feels like an ambush. In my head, I'm just thinking, why are you talking to me? I haven't even looked at a single price tag yet.
It makes you just want to turn around and run out the door.
It really does. Why do they do that?
Well, this is where we see a massive clash of service cultures. Depending on where you are from, good service might be invisible.
Invisible service. What does that mean exactly?
It means the staff ignores you until you actively signal them for help. That is seen as polite in many cultures because they are giving you privacy.
Right. That is exactly what I am used to. Privacy and space.
But in places like the US, the UK, Australia, service is what we call performative.
Informative.
Yeah. That greeting, the "how are you, can I help you?" It is not actually a real question.
It's not.
No. They don't actually want to know how your day is going, and they fully know you probably don't need help 3 seconds after walking in.
So why say it at all?
Because if they don't do it, their manager might scold them. It is essentially a sensor check.
A sensor check. Like a machine.
Kind of. They are acknowledging your presence to signal, "I see you, you are not invisible, and I am available if you need me." It's just a script they have to read for their job.
Okay, wow. That actually makes me feel so much better. Because when I get greeted like that, I instantly feel this heavy pressure.
The social obligation.
Yes. It's a social obligation to be super nice, or worse, to buy something just because they talk to me. So that is all just in my head.
Completely in your head. The brain feels like it must respond perfectly and it must buy something to be polite. It literally triggers a fight or flight response.
Like a hunted deer.
Exactly. You feel a debt to them because they were nice. But once you realize it is just a job requirement, a performance, that debt vanishes. You do not owe them your money just because they said hello.
Okay, so knowing that, how do I disengage? Because normally I just panic and shout no, and then run to the socks aisle, which feels a bit aggressive.
Yeah, shouting no isn't ideal. You need what we call a deflector phrase.
A deflector phrase. I like the sound of that. Like a verbal shield.
Exactly like a shield. You want to acknowledge their performance, but gently push it away to set your boundaries. The absolute standard phrase is, no thank you, I'm just looking.
No, thank you. I'm just looking.
It is classic, it is polite, and it works everywhere.
Okay, but what if I want to sound a bit more natural? Maybe a bit more advanced?
If you want to sound really confident, and honestly, if you want to signal a bit of status, you should use the word browsing.
No thanks, I'm just browsing.
Yes?
What is the actual difference in the vibe there between looking and browsing?
Think about it. When you say you are looking, it can sometimes sound like you are hunting for something specific, and they might still try to help you find it.
Oh, true. They might say, well, what are you looking for?
Exactly. But browsing implies pure leisure. It is just like browsing the internet. You are clicking around with no specific goal.
Ah, I see.
When you tell a shop assistant you are browsing, it says, I have plenty of time, I have money, I am just enjoying the experience of being in your store.
Ooh, I really like that. It feels like a bit of a power move.
It totally is. It shifts the power dynamic back to you. It tells the sales clerk that you are relaxed, which means they can relax and leave you alone.
Now, quick question. I've heard the idiom window shopping before. Can I tell the clerk, no thanks, I'm window shopping?
You could, but you might get a slightly weird look.
Really? Why is that?
Window shopping is usually a phrase we use to describe the activity to our friends, like, hey, let's go window shopping this weekend.
Oh, I get it. So it's not for the staff.
Right. If you say it to a commission-based sales assistant, it sounds a little bit like you are announcing, I have absolutely zero intention of spending any money here today.
Right, which is a bit too honest.
Exactly. Browsing keeps the mystery alive. They still think you might buy something eventually.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have successfully deflected. I am browsing. The clerk retreats to fold some sweaters.
Victory.
But remember, in my story, I actually do need a suit. The clock is ticking. I see a rack of navy suits in the distance.
Okay, so now you need to re-engage.
Right. So I walk up to the clerk and I say, I want a black jacket. Or in this case, a navy jacket.
Okay, stop right there. Pause.
What? What did I do? It is a perfectly clear sentence. Subject, verb, object. I want a jacket.
Grammatically, you get an A+. You will absolutely be understood. But socially, you are failing hard.
Really? Why is that a fail?
This is a massive cultural trap for language learners. It comes down to hierarchy and how we view people.
Okay, I'm listening.
In English-speaking Western cultures, specifically in retail, there is this very strong pretense of equality. We pretend that the customer and the staff are social equals.
Oh, I see. As opposed to the customer always being the boss.
Right, so when you walk up and say, I want, you sound like a king giving a direct order to a servant.
Wow. I had no idea it carried that much weight.
It does. It sounds very transactional and, frankly, a bit cold. It flattens the human element completely. What you actually want to do is turn the interaction into a collaboration.
A collaboration. So how do I invite them to collaborate with me?
You use the continuous tense. Instead of I want, you say I am looking for.
Ah. I am looking for a navy jacket.
Yes. Do you feel the difference there?
I do, actually. I want. Sounds like a demand. Like I expect them to just hand it to me.
Exactly. But I'm looking for is a shared mission. It is an invitation. It prompts the clerk to step in and say, oh, let me help you find that.
It changes my role from being a dictator to being a partner.
Precisely. You are two equals solving a problem together.
Okay, so we are partners now. We walk over to the rack together. He pulls out a beautiful jacket. The style is great, but it is neon pink. I need navy blue.
Not great for a semi-formal wedding.
No, definitely not. Now, I always get tripped up on the grammar right here. Do I say to him, do you have this of blue? Or maybe do you have this with blue?
Ah, the preposition trap.
The preposition trap.
This is where so many advanced learners stumble because literal translations just do not work here. When we talk about inventory, like colors and sizes, we do not use of or with. We use the word in.
The in, just in.
Yes. Do you have this in black or do you have this in a medium?
Why do we use in for that?
The easiest way to remember it is to think of the size or the color as a physical category, like a box.
Okay, a box.
The specific jacket you want lives inside the category box called blue. It lives inside the box called size 40.
That is a really helpful mental image. So I can ask, does this come in any other colors?
Perfectly natural. That sounds like a native speaker.
That is so much better than what I usually resort to, which is just pointing at the jacket and grunting things like bigger, bluer.
Well, bluer is certainly creative.
But not correct.
No, in blue is what you want. Do you have this in a larger size? Is much better than asking for the next level of bigness.
The next level of bigness. I'm pretty sure I've said that before.
We have all been there.
Okay, so the clerk checks the computer. He says, yes, we have it in navy, in your size. He hands it to me. Now comes the moment of truth. I need to put the clothes on my body.
Ah, the journey to the fitting room.
Right. So I point to the little cubicles in the back, and I ask the clerk, can I try this?
Careful there. You said, can I try this?
Yeah. Is there a trap there, too?
There is. To a native English speaker, using the verb try without its particle feels incomplete when you are talking about clothing.
What does it sound like I'm saying?
It sounds like you want to try it the way you try a free sample of cheese at the supermarket, like you're going to take a bite out of the lapel.
Oh, my God.
Or maybe you want to test its aerodynamics by throwing it across the room.
Can I test this jacket for flight capability?
Exactly. For clothing, using the phrasal verb is absolutely non-negotiable. You must say, try on.
Try on, because I am putting it on my body.
Precisely. It clarifies the physical action. Can I try this on?
All right, can I try this on? Got it. So I head back to the fitting room area, and there is usually a gatekeeper standing there, the fitting room attendant.
Yes, the logistics coordinator of the store.
And they always stop me. I always feel like I'm in trouble, that they're thinking, where are you going with those pants?
I know it feels confrontational, but it's really not personal. It is just strict store logistics.
What are they actually doing?
They need to count your items. Almost every store has an item limit. Usually it's a maximum of 6 items allowed inside at one time.
Oh, to stop people from taking the whole store in there.
Right. So they count the clothes, and then they hand you a little plastic tag with a number on it. It's just basic theft prevention.
So I shouldn't take it personally. Just pause, let them count, take my little plastic number, and go in.
Exactly. Just smile and take the tag.
All right, so I get into the little cubicle, I close the curtain, and then the absolute horror sets in.
Let me guess. Mirror shock.
Mirror shock, is that the official term?
Yeah.
Because I look in that fitting room mirror, and suddenly I look green. I look exhausted. I look incredibly lumpy. I swear I felt great about myself 5 minutes ago.
It is a very real, documented phenomenon. Fitting rooms are notorious for having the absolute worst lighting in the world.
Why is it so bad?
It's usually harsh, overhead fluorescent lighting. It casts these terrible shadows under your eyes, under your chin. It highlights every single flaw. Objectively, nobody looks good in that light.
Okay, so the lighting is actively sabotaging my self-esteem. That's good to know. But then I put on the pants, and remember, I grab my usual size, the size I always wear.
Right.
I pull them up, and I cannot even zip them. They are so small, I immediately feel like I must have gained 10 kilos overnight.
And here comes the second psychological blow of the fitting room, what the industry calls vanity sizing.
Vanity sizing? I think I've heard of this. This is where the clothing brands secretly change the sizes, right?
It is entirely based on marketing psychology. Over the last 20 or 30 years, clothing brands realized a fundamental truth. People buy more clothes if they can fit into a quote-unquote smaller size.
Because it flatters their ego, makes them feel good.
Exactly. So a size medium today is actually significantly larger in physical inches than a size medium was back in 1990.
So they just shifted the whole scale to trick us.
Yes. They kept the labels the same. Small, medium, large, but increased the fabric.
That is wild.
But here's the truly chaotic part. Every single brand does it differently. There is zero universal standard anymore.
So a size 32 waist in one store.
Might be a size 34 in a different store, or even a 30 in another.
That explains so much. So when the pants don't fit, it is not because I am failing at life or eating too much bread. It's because the sizing system is completely inconsistent.
Exactly. And this brings us to a mantra that every single language learner, and honestly every shopper, needs to internalize.
I am ready for the mantra.
The clothes must fit my body. My body does not have to fit the clothes.
Wow. Say that one more time.
The clothes must fit my body. My body does not have to fit the clothes.
I absolutely love that. I shouldn't be standing in the fitting room apologizing to a pair of pants.
Never apologize to the pants. The pants are wrong, not you.
Okay, so let's talk about the vocabulary of the pants being wrong.
Good pivot.
Let's say the pants are just squeezing the absolute life out of me. I can't breathe. What is the word for that?
Those pants are tight.
Tight. T-I-G-H-T.
Right. And what if you grabbed a size up and now they are just falling down, hanging off your body? Then they are loose.
Loose. Now, what if they are loose, but in an ugly way? Like they look messy and completely unstylish.
For that specific look, you would say they are baggy.
Baggy. Like a trash bag.
Exactly. Now, let's look at the positive side. What if the fit is technically tight, but in a really good, comfortable way, like a thick winter coat that just holds you in perfectly?
Oh, that is a great distinction. For that, you use the word snug.
Snug.
Snug is a cozy kind of tight. It's a very positive word. You would say, this winter jacket fits snugly.
I like that word. Snug as a bug in a rug.
Exactly.
And what about the holy grail of fitting room words? The word for when you look in that terrible mirror, but you still think, damn, I actually look amazing in this.
The ultimate compliment for clothing is the word flattering.
Flattering. It means the clothes are doing a favor for your body. They are enhancing your best features. You can say, that color is very flattering on you, or this cut is super flattering.
Okay, I am definitely memorizing flattering. But back to my fitting room crisis. The navy pants are too tight. I need the next size up. But I am currently standing in a tiny room in my socks and my underwear.
A vulnerable position.
Extremely vulnerable. I do not want to put all my old clothes back on, walk out to the shop floor, find the bigger size, and come all the way back.
You don't have to. You just need to execute the curtain peek.
The curtain peek. This sounds tactical.
It is a crucial retail maneuver. You open the fitting room curtain, just a tiny crack. You poke just your head out.
Just ahead. Keep the dignity intact.
Right. You make eye contact with the fitting room attendant we talked about earlier. And this is where you can use some really natural, casual English vocabulary.
What do I say? Because I know I can't say, fetch me a medium.
No, fetch is for dogs. And it brings us back to that commanding king effect we want to avoid. You want to sound friendly and casual.
So what's the phrase?
You say, excuse me, could you grab me a large, please?
Could you grab me a large?
Yes. The verb grab is incredibly useful here.
Why grab instead of get or bring?
Grab implies quickness and informality. It lowers the stakes of the request. Could you just grab this in a larger size for me? It sounds effortless.
And they actually do it. They don't mind.
It is literally their job. And honestly, they're usually pretty bored standing by the fitting rooms anyway. They're generally happy to have a little mission to go grab a different size.
That is amazing. Okay, so the attendant runs off. They grab the large. They hand it to me through the curtain. I try it on. It fits perfectly. It's snug in the right places. It is extremely flattering. I am so relieved.
Wedding saved.
I walk out. I buy the suit. I look great. Success.
A beautiful ending.
But let's play out the alternative ending.
Oh.
Ending that usually happens to me. The realistic ending.
Let's hear it.
The attendant grabs the large. I put it on. Hand. I just hate it.
It happens.
It looks cheap in the light. The cut is all wrong for my shoulders. But here is the massive problem. The attendant has been so incredibly helpful.
I see where this is going.
They greeted me warmly. We collaborated on finding the navy color. They ran across the store to grab different sizes for me. And now they are standing right outside my curtain waiting for the verdict.
And you feel the guilt purchase rising up inside you.
I totally do. The guilt purchase. I feel like if I don't buy this terrible jacket, I have wasted their precious time. I feel like I have broken our social contract as partners.
You have to stop right there and remember the rules of the game. Trying something on is an experiment. It is not a legally binding promise to buy it.
But how do I let them down? I can't just say, this looks awful, goodbye.
No, you need a soft rejection.
A soft rejection. Teach me.
You want to verbally validate their effort, thank them for their help, while firmly rejecting the actual item.
Okay, give me an example.
If the physical fit of the garment is the problem, you blame the clothes, not the assistant. You say, it doesn't quite fit right, but thank you for your help.
It doesn't quite fit right. That is so beautifully vague, but still polite.
Exactly. You don't need to explain that the armholes are too tight or the pants are too long. Just, it doesn't quite fit right.
What if it fits perfectly, but I just realize I hate the style?
Then you blame your own preferences. You say, it's not exactly what I'm looking for.
It's not exactly what I'm looking for. Again, super polite, but firm.
And then we have the ultimate exit line.
The grand finale.
The phrase that gets you out of the store with your dignity fully intact and your wallet completely full. You hand the clothes back to the attendant and you say, I think I'll leave it for today.
I think I'll leave it for today. Oh, I love the sound of that.
It is brilliant because it implies that you might come back tomorrow or next week. even if you and the clerk both know you absolutely will not.
It softens the blow so much.
Right. It closes the transaction firmly, politely, and cleanly. I'll leave it for today, thanks so much. And then you just confidently walk out the door.
That feels so liberating just thinking about it, just walking away without the guilt.
It really is. You have to remember, you are the customer. You hold the power in this dynamic, even if the language barrier makes you feel weak at first.
So looking back at this whole survival guide we just built, it really is all about confidence and understanding the hidden scripts, isn't it?
It is 100% about the script. Let's recap the tools we have now.
Let's do it.
First, we know that the loud, aggressive greeting is just a forced performance, so we don't panic. We deflect with the power word, browsing.
No thanks, I'm just browsing.
Perfect. Second, we know that saying I want makes us sound a bit too bossy and demanding.
The king effect.
Right. So instead, we collaborate with the staff by saying I'm looking for
a Navy suit.
Third, we avoid the preposition trap. We don't use of or with for colors and sizes.
We use N. Do you have this in black? Do you have this in a medium?
Exactly. Fourth, when it's time for the fitting room, we never ask to try the clothes like a piece of cheese. We ask to try on the clothes.
Because they go on the body.
And finally, we know that if the item doesn't work out, we do not make a guilt purchase. We use a soft rejection.
I think I'll leave it for today.
You've got it.
And most importantly, out of all of this, we know that if the pants do not fit in the fitting room, it is the brand's fault, not ours. The sizing is a lie.
Amen to that.
I have to say, my black tape days are officially over. I feel so much more equipped to handle this now.
I am so glad. It just takes a little practice. And speaking of practice, we have a challenge for our listeners today.
Oh yes, the listener challenge.
We want you to go into the comments section right now and write one sentence describing your absolute favorite piece of clothing using some of the vocabulary we talked about today.
Oh, that's a great idea. Like, my blue winter coat is very snug and flattering.
Exactly. Try using snug, flattering, loose, or practice your prepositions. We will be reading through them.
Please do. But before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you all with a final thought to mull over. We have spent this whole time talking about words, grammar, and surviving physical stores.
We have.
But shopping is weirdly existential, isn't it?
It really is. When you try on clothes, you are kind of trying on new versions of yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But here's the provocative thought. We just taught you all these social skills for dealing with human shop assistants. But think about how fast the world is changing with online shopping.
Right, the digital shift.
Online algorithms are essentially the new silent shop assistants.
Oh, that is an interesting way to look at it.
Right. When you browse online, an algorithm is tracking every click. It knows your size, it knows your favorite colors, and it is constantly pushing things in your face saying, buy this.
It is the ultimate invisible pressure.
So the question is, are these digital algorithms giving us more privacy because we don't have to speak to a human? Or are they actually way more invasive and manipulative than a person just asking, can I help you find something?
Wow. That is definitely something to think about next time you get a targeted ad for a Navy suit.
Exactly. Will we eventually miss the awkward human interaction of the fitting room? Who knows?
I might miss the curtain peek.
Me too. Well, thank you all for diving in with us today. Keep practicing those deflector phrases.
Good luck out there in the shops, everyone. Stay flattering.
And we will see you next time.